when you look at that game, I believe that at some point we need to start having conversations about Pgmol. There have to be consequences for actions. When we go to our day jobs and we don't do our day job well, there are consequences to our actions. When we forget to do something, either we are getting fired or something, depending on where you work, the level of consequence is always different depending on the type of job you do. But I know at my own job, I cannot afford to make mistakes because that might as well be life or death. So for other people like this Pgmol, you have to step up and do your job. What is the point of having VAR if you are not going to use the VAR? Well, I mean, if you're not going to use it properly. VAR is a very good tool, a very good addition to football. But when the people interpreting VAR are doing it with bias, or they are doing it with inexperience, I promise you, we are going to keep having the same conversation week in, week out. You cannot see a tackle like the one Everton gave to McAllister. That's leg-breaking tackle, and you tell me that is a yellow card offense. When we've seen time and time again, other players have done less and received red card. There have to be consequences for this referee's action. We cannot continue to go week in, week out. Referee make bad decisions, referee make bad calls, and they go home and come back the next day to officiate another game. That is not acceptable. At some point, there have to be consequences to the action. Either they need to be fired or they need to go back and receive training. We cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting that's insanity. You're expecting different results. That's just definition of insanity. And then when you see Owen asking Howard Webb silly questions, when is he going to actually ask him the right question? Ask him, what is the consequences for referee having bad games upon bad games? At what point will they be punished? You need to ask the right questions. Not all these body, my friend, asking. No. If you cannot ask the right question, you need to move. Let the people that are going to ask the right question come on that show and ask Howard Webb the right questions. I want to know, what are the consequences for referees' decisions? When ref have bad game upon bad game, people like Paul Tierney having bad games upon bad games, week in, week out, either it's on the VAR or is in the middle of the ref, he's having bad games upon bad games. And yet we still leave this man officiating games. How is that even a thing? I have said this time without number, I have said it over and over again. Referee, Pgmol, you are not the star of the show. The star of the show are the Premier League players that we are buying tickets to watch, that we are paying for subscription to watch. We don't pay all this money to watch referees. No one does. It's unbelievable. It's unacceptable.